On a dusty and impoverished soccer field in Africa, a gifted young boy was trying to change his fate with football. But during the crucial tryout, he missed the most important penalty kick of his life. To prove his ability, the boy did something unbelievable. He took off his shoes, walked barefoot to the penalty spot, and blasted the ball into the net with a powerful shot. In the following team match, he played like a soccer sprite, dribbling circles around grown men. No one could have guessed that this barefoot boy would one day become a world-famous soccer star. His name was Adi, and he grew up in the slums of Cameroon. Like all the other kids, he loved football, but he was so poor that he had to weave a ball out of yarn. Kicking that homemade ball on the dusty ground became the happiest moment of their day. One day, they stumbled upon a book that showed what a real soccer ball looked like. From that moment on, Adi made a promise to himself. He wouldn't just play real football, he would become a great footballer. He even went to the village elder and asked for a lucky charm to help him. Adi and his older brother loaded a cart with wood from their village, and under the scorching sun, they trekked for miles across the African plains to sell it to the sawmill owner in town. But the whole cart of wood only earned them 4 small coins. They took the money to the market and found out they couldn't even afford a plastic ball. A real leather ball cost as much as 80,000 Guinean francs. The brothers didn't even understand what that meant, so they asked their math teacher during class. The teacher told them they'd need to sell 70 kilograms of wood every day for 522 days to afford a single soccer ball. It sounded impossible, but Adi didn't give up. He carried heavy logs every day, working tirelessly toward his dream. The intern suddenly noticed a red sticker on the patient's file, one that indicates possible domestic abuse. She immediately went to find Dr. Adam. Adam came into the exam room and asked the husband to step outside. The intern gently encouraged the woman to talk about what she was going through. She told her she had seen the sticker. The woman hesitated. Just then, the child crawled back into the room, mumbling the word sticker again and again. It looked like the husband might have been eavesdropping. Adam started to believe it was all a misunderstanding and left the room. But the intern wasn't convinced. Before the couple could leave the hospital, she arranged for their daughter to stay for further observation. Late that night, the intern returned to the hospital. She took the chance to examine the woman while her husband was away. The woman finally spoke up about the abuse. The bruises on her arm were evidence. Still, she insisted her husband was just under too much stress.
Please don't.
The intern made up her mind to help. The next morning, the husband returned, demanding to take his wife home. The intern did everything she could to make the woman stay, but the husband sensed something was off. He stopped the intern and told her to finish the checkup quickly. The intern decided to perform a 15-minute fetal heart monitor scan. She hung a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door as an excuse. Dr. Adam, who was showing a tour group around, noticed something was wrong. He asked the front desk to call security and rushed into the room. The husband was already trying to drag his wife out.
He assaulted me. Come on.
Thankfully, security arrived just in time and took him away.
You need to come with us.
I've done nothing wrong.
Leave this with you, Shruti.
This is ridiculous. Who do I need to speak to?
The man accidentally discovered that there seemed to be another woman living in his new home. Just recently, John had taken a beer out of the fridge, and the next second, a strange woman suddenly appeared in front of him.
What?
There's nothing worth stealing here.
What?
There's no money, there's no drugs.
I'm not stealing anything.
The woman was so terrified that she mistook John for a homeless intruder.
I live here.
Her words left John completely confused. He had just rented the apartment, so how could it already belong to someone else? While John stood there baffled, the woman, Anna, hurried to explain that she had lived there for 5 years, and everything in the house had been handpicked by her.
I don't care who you are, you're gonna mop that up. I'm getting the bucket.
John tried to explain, but when he followed Anna into the kitchen, he was shocked to find no one else in the house but himself. He searched every corner of the place, but couldn't find a trace of Anna. He figured it must have been a drunken hallucination. Still, he added an extra lock to his door that very night. Just when he thought it was all over, Anna appeared again, making John realize this wasn't just his imagination. So he quickly met up with his best friend to tell him everything that had happened. Alan thought it all sounded completely ridiculous. He believed the strange woman was just a projection of John's obsession with his late wife. Ever since she passed away, John had been living in the past, drowning every day in fading memories and lost tenderness. For 2 years, Alan had tried to pull him out of grief, even introducing him to a few good women, but John always backed out at the last moment.
No more hiding out.
Absolutely not.
John calmed down a bit, but still ended up drinking to numb his feelings. Anna appeared again, breaking the silence of the night. "How do you keep getting in here?" Seeing that John refused to leave and even slept in her bed, Anna was helpless, but patiently insisted that she was the real owner of the home. She pointed to a red wine stain on the pillow, saying it happened by accident, and the mattress he was lying on was one she bought herself, with the receipt still in the drawer. But when John turned to check, he was stunned to find that a photo that used to sit on the nightstand had completely vanished. Anna was furious.
There was a picture right there on the nightstand.
That was empty when I moved in.
It was just there. Okay, you know what? I've had enough. I am calling the police.
No.
It's too late. What'd you do to my phone? Why can't I stay right there? I'm gonna use the one in the kitchen.
The woman picked up a hammer and smashed the toothbrush in her mouth with all her strength. Despite the pain, she grabbed a sharp pair of scissors and cut off her blonde hair. She carefully placed the hair into a sealed plastic bag and put it in her backpack.
Men always use that, don't they? As their defining compliment. She's a cool girl.
After 5 minutes, she rinsed her hair in the sink. She poured dish soap on the floor and carefully cleaned the entire bathroom. She wiped away every trace she had been there. There wasn't even a single strand of hair left behind. But everything she did was to frame her husband for abuse and murder. To make her plan more convincing, she maxed out her husband's credit cards. She went on a shopping spree, buying luxury bags and designer clothes. She wanted to make it look like her husband was in serious financial trouble. Next, she bought a huge life insurance policy for herself, naming her husband as the sole beneficiary. As a psychology PhD, she knew this still wasn't enough, so she invited a pregnant woman over to her house. After the woman used the bathroom, she secretly collected her urine. With that sample, she could fake a pregnancy. Then she changed her appearance and disappeared completely. Wherever she went, she only used cash. No one would guess that this middle-aged, ordinary-looking woman used to be a famous, beautiful author. Now, she was just waiting for her husband to fall right into her trap and become a murderer. She saw her husband kissing a stranger in a restaurant. The next day, she returned there, hoping to confront the woman alone.
I'm April. I'll be your waitress this morning.
The girl said, her bright smile reminding her of her late daughter. Before she could speak, tears rolled down her cheeks. April kindly handed her a tissue and said,
We all have bad days.
Beneath the kindness lay a sorrowful hostility. She turned to leave, but April stopped her. April suggested,
I could sit with you for a bit.
No, don't have to do that.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. You can tell me about your life. I'll tell you about mine, and then we'll be friends.
The idea sparked Beth's mind. She wanted to uncover why her husband cheated. She began visiting the restaurant often, using a neighbor's name and pretending to be a widow to grow closer to April. In one conversation, Beth noted that April knew her boyfriend was married and casually asked,
Has your married man ever told you why he feels the need to cheat?
I assume it's just the obvious. He's bored with his wife. Or, you know how housewives can be. Forget that their husbands need more than hot meals and clean socks. And want excitement and passion. Lots of women just forget to put in that kind of an effort.
The word struck Beth and like a blunt blow. At home, she flipped through old photos of her unchanged hairstyle and clothes over the past 10 years and wondered if that was why her husband strayed. On impulse, she went shopping, bought new clothes, shoes, and perfume, and reinvented herself from head to toe. When her husband came home, she made a dazzling entrance. Every bit of anticipation turned into awkward silence. At dinner, Beth tried to showcase her transformation. Only when she mentioned the price of the outfit did her husband frown and speak.
Why would you spend that much on a dress?
I want it to look pretty.
Clothes or hair? I just see you. Girl I married.
Yet the question lingered. If she had done nothing wrong, why did her husband... She saw her husband kissing a stranger in a restaurant. The next day, she returned there, hoping to confront the woman alone.
I'm April. I'll be your waitress this morning.
The girl said, her bright smile reminding her of her late daughter. Before she could speak, tears rolled down her cheeks. April kindly handed her a tissue and said,
We all have bad days.
Beneath the kindness lay a sorrowful hostility. She turned to leave, but April stopped her. April suggested,
I could sit with you for a bit.
No, don't have to do that.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun. You can tell me about your life, I'll tell you about mine, and then we'll be friends.
the idea sparked in Beth Ann's mind. She wanted to uncover why her husband cheated. She